Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel, Shasar Classes and Evershine Coaching Center. My dear students, today I'm going to discuss the very important topic of Class 10 Karnataka State Board SSLC Science. Okay. Of the chapter, I mean to say that from the subject science, we are discussing today the topic metals and non-metals. Children, first let me discuss few important points related to this chapter, metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals. Okay. Then we discuss the multiple choice questions related to this chapter as per the new pattern of your board exam for class 10 2021 Karnataka State Board. Children, do remember some key points related to this chapter, metals and non-metals. See children, we have called as an elements, right? I hope you all know about these elements, right? What are elements? Can you tell me what do you mean by an element? What are elements? What do you mean by an element? I'll tell you. See here. What is this all are? Particles, right? These all are particles. One dot particles. Understood? These all particles together will make one atom. A group of atoms will make one substance. Yeah, yeah, I'm telling that only. First, you take particles. These all particles together will make one atom. These all atoms together will make one substance, and a group of substances will make one an element. It will make one element. Understood? It means it consists of so many different types of different substances. It consists of different types of substances. Any doubts? Now, let me generally classify elements into two types. Okay, we are going to classify the elements into two types. Which are those? We can classify the elements as metals and non-metals. Okay, generally we classify the elements into two categories. Those are metals and non-metals. Any doubts? Any doubts? Understood the basic? Yeah, this is point number one. Now let me come to point number two. What is point number two? Let me discuss what are metals. Let me discuss what do you mean by a metal. See children, here metals are nothing but those are the types of substances which are lustrous, which are lustrous. Please make a note of these key points. Make a note of these key points, which are lustrous. Lustrous means shining. What do you mean by lustrous? Shining. Yeah. You cannot write in exam like shining. You have to use the same technical words as what I'm giving here. Be careful with this point. So metals are lustrous. They are sonorous. What they are? Sonorous. Sonorous means they will make a sound. Next is malleable, malleable, ductile. Malleable, ductile means we can just convert them into thin sheets as well as thin wires. Malleable, ductile, and also they are good conductors of heat and electricity. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. Any doubts? Understood, children? Did you understood what do you mean by metal? So metals are sonorous, malleable, ductile, and also they are good conductors of heat and electricity. Can you please mute your mic? The one I'm just explaining each and every point. Don't worry. Okay? Yeah. The one who want to ask doubt, you can unmute and you can speak to me. Got it? So malleable is nothing but we can draw them into thin wires, sorry, thin sheets. Okay, thin sheets. If this is a metal, we can draw them into a thin sheet. Ductile means into a thin wire. Understood? Got it? Yeah, very good. No problem. So here, this is the important property because in exam already they have asked the question related to this. Understood? So malleable is nothing but example. You can hammer them or you can press them. Understood? And you can break them. Understood? This is called as malleable. Did you understood what do you mean by malleable? Malleable is what we can hammer them. Hammer them is nothing but you ido हथौड़ी सुन कोई बेटा हाँ उसके ऊपर हाँ we beat that. Okay, we beat that, we hammer that, or we forge that. Understood? By using some external force. That is called as malleable. Got it? You may have seen some scrap items. Have you seen? One, if they want to break, how what they do? You may have seen some kind of a machines. You may have seen some advertisements. Any bicycle is there or something. They will crush it. Have you seen? They if they crush, it becomes a sheet. Understood, children? Huh. That is malleable. And ductile is thin wires. Any doubts? Yeah. And next important property of metal, see children, whatever I am telling, from every point, any kind of question can be drawn. Understood? So you have to be very careful with these points. Anyways, next are metals are solid at room temperature. Usually metals are solid. Metals are in which shape? Solid shape at room temperature. Yeah. Metals are solid at room temperature. I can say that almost all the metals are in solid state. If you see any substance in solid state, directly you can say that it is a metal. Maximum. Maximum, all the metals will be in the state of solid state. But except, but except mercury. Mercury actually it is a metal, but it is in liquid state. It is in liquid state. So this could be your examiner choice question. So examiner will select this question. Understood? Dash is a metal. Understood? In a liquid state. So which is the metal at liquid state? Mercury. So metals are usually in which state? In dash state. Solid, liquid, gaseous, or all the above. Solid. Yeah. This is the examiner choice question. Understood? So now we have discussed about metals. Now let me discuss something about non-metals. Let me discuss something about mercury. It is a metal. It has all the properties of metal. Only the state is in the liquid state. Understood? It is a special property of that metal. Got it? Understood? See, child, have you seen mercury any time? Today you do one thing. After the class, go to Google, check mercury. Okay, you can see the images. Yes, that's what I'm. Have you seen right? Good. Yeah. So, but what I say is, see, always you should not believe like a blind belief. Someone said you should accept. No, you should not be like that. If something is there, practically you have to see. That is what called as a student. You are a student, right? You need to understand. You need to learn. You need to imagine. Then what you have to do? Now we the technology is very advanced, right? So you want mercury, right? Go to Google, search about the mercury, collect the information. Today or if not tomorrow, definitely this information is very important for you. Understood? That is what actually I used to suggest every student. Be practical rather than theory. Don't become the bookworm. Yes. That is what. So accept. Teacher, now we study and we focus only which is related to our syllabus. Because if I'm teaching in your regular class, so many related informations are there which I need to give. But since now we have to face the board exam, and we have to target only those things which is required as per our given textbook. Correct? See, if you want something, make a note. See, I'm not telling that you should not ask. Make a note. Sometime other time rather than this class hours, you can ask me. I'll clarify your doubts. Understood. But because we have to cover the syllabus as early as possible, that too with a given deadline date. Yeah, for that reason. Don't mind if I have hurted your feelings. I won't ask sorry, child. Don't worry. You have to adjust. Okay? Correct? No? Yeah. It's not correct, child. Okay. Anyways, now the next point. The next point is about non-metals. So non-metals are non-lustrous. Opposite of lustrous are they are non-lustrous. Okay, they are non-lustrous and they are soft. They are soft. They are brittle. They are brittle. Next, malleable, neither malleable nor ductile, neither malleable nor ductile, comma, we can say one more thing like non-sonorous also. They are non-sonorous and they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. They are poor conductor of heat and electricity. Okay. From non-metals, they are non-shining, they are non-lustrous, they are soft. I hope you know the meaning of soft. They are brittle. They are brittle means as soon you break it, as soon you drop down, it will break. Like example, glass. Have you seen the glass, right? They are so brittle. That is called as a brittle. Okay, they won't get any crack. Okay, before they get damaged, before the critical point. See, it's all a kind of a technical terms. See here, for everything there will be a certain critical temperature will be there, critical point will be there. For an example, let me to show you a graph. Now I have one this substance, I want to break this. Understood? I'm applying certain pressure from both the ends, either from right and left side or from top and bottom side. I'm applying certain pressure on this. Then what happens in this, the stress will be developed. What happens? Stress will be developed due to the external force which is applied on this surface. Once the stress is developed, what happens? It will start, instead of becoming like this, what happens? Slowly, the length will increase. The length will increase like this. Can you see this? Since you're means if you're putting the pressure from top end, the length will increase in the horizontal side. If you're applying the pressure from left and right side, the height will increase. Understood? You can imagine something you're pressing from both the ends, what happens? Understood? At that time, the stress will develop. Due to this stress, what happens? At certain temperature, at certain point, what happens? It will crack. It will start getting cracked. That cracking point is called as critical temperature. Understood? After that, what happens? Once if this crack starts, or once if this stress develops, once if this crack starts, or once if it attains the critical temperature, then only the deformation will take place. Then only you can see there is a change in the shape. Before the critical temperature, the shape will not change. Before the critical temperature, the shape will not change. Once if it attains the critical temperature, the shape will start changing. Understood? What my point? But in case of non-metals, what happens? Understood? As soon it attains that critical temperature, suddenly it will breaks. suddenly it will collapse. No deformation will take place. Directly it will break. But in metal's case, directly it will not break. First deformation will happen after certain high critical temperature, then only it will breaks. Before that it will not break. You may have seen any pipe, iron rod or something. You can see slowly it will start bending after certain temperature, after it attains certain pressure. Understood? Then only it will break. But in case of glass, it is not like that. Suddenly you just drop it, it doesn't crack. Directly it will break. Any doubts? Yeah, these are the technical things, man. It's very interesting, seriously to speak. Many things are there to understand. Okay, anyways, they are non-lustrous, they are soft, they are brittle, and they are neither malleable nor ductile. It means I have already said you, no deformation will take place. Directly it will break, right? So they are neither malleable nor ductile. You cannot draw them into thin sheets or thin wires, and they are non-sonorous. Example: you take your paper. Can you make any sound with the paper? Plastic. Can you make any sound with that? Can you take your plate? Can you make any sound with the plate? Hmm. So those are metals which make sound. They are metals which doesn't make sound. They are non-metals. And we say here poor conductor of heat and electricity. The poor conductor, the poor conductor or the good conductor is nothing but, let me take a substance. Let me take one substance. Okay. Now I'm passing the current from this end. Okay, I'm passing the current from this end. If this substance, if this substance allows the current to flow in this direction, yeah, if this is allowing the current to flow through this and it is coming out from this end, this it means that they are good conductors of heat and electricity. Same way, let me take one more substance. Okay, I am passing the current from this end. It is not allowing the current to flow in this direction. It is resisting. It is stopping here itself. It is stopping here itself. It is not allowing the current to flow in this direction. So those are called as, those we called as, if I take the current in this direction, if it is not allowing the current to flow through this, those are called as bad conductors of heat and electricity or poor conductors of heat and electricity. Any doubts? Concept is clear? Very good. Yeah. Now let me discuss the third point. See children, only from these points only you can complete your full chapter. Okay. Next is metals produce. Metals produce, remember this point, it is very important point. Metals produce basic oxides. Remember this. Metals produce basic oxide, whereas whereas non-metals non-metals produce acidic oxides. Acidic oxides. Okay, or it is also known as, remember, amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxides. So metals produce basic oxides, whereas non-metals produce acidic oxides. 1 minute, children. Metals produce basic oxides, whereas non-metals produce acidic oxides or amphoteric oxides. Okay. Now, one more important clue I need to give with this part. Most of you will get confused with this. Usually, remember this chart, usually metals are acidic in nature. Metals are acidic in nature, and non-metals are, let me say, they are basic in nature. Remember this point. Metals are acidic in nature. Nature, nature of the elements. This is elements. Let me say these are the elements and its nature. Usually metals are acidic in nature and non-metals are basic in nature. Similarly, let you take the elements and let you take their oxides. Let me take their oxides. Then metals produce basic oxides and non-metals produce acidic oxides. Any doubts? Yeah. So this table you need to remember. Most of you may get confused between oxides and its nature. Okay. So metals produce basic oxides, whereas non-metals produce acidic oxides, or it is also called as amphoteric oxides. Amphoteric oxides. Now, see children, almost all metals combine with oxygen. Almost all metals, almost all metals. See, this is the property of a metal. Understood? These metals have that capacity that they will combine with oxygen. Understood? They have got that ability. They have got that much strength that they can combine with oxygen. When metals combine with oxygen, then what happens? They form they form metal oxides. They form what? Metal oxides. Almost all metals combine with oxygen to form metal oxides. These metal oxides, these metal oxides are basic. These metal oxides are what? Basic. And form salts with acids. And form salts with acids. Then what happens? Then they give a solution. That solution is alkaline. Then they give alkaline solution. Then they give alkaline solution in water. So remember this point. This is very, very, very important point. You should not forget this. ऑलमोस्ट ऑल मेटल्स कंबाइन विथ ऑक्सीजन. जो भी मेटल्स हैं बेटा, हर मेटल्स यूजुअली क्या करते हैं? ऑक्सीजन के साथ में रिएक्ट होते हैं. मतलब कि उनके पास कंबाइन होने की प्रॉपर्टी है, उनके पास एबिलिटी है. ओके. व्हेन कंबाइन विथ ऑक्सीजन टू फॉर्म मेटल ऑक्साइड, so these metal oxides are basic. Understood? Once if this reacts, definitely salts will produce, right? Yes, they form salts with acids. So this type of solution is called as alkaline solution. Yeah. Sorry. Alkaline. Yeah. Alkaline solution in water. Any doubts? Did you understand this point, children? This point is very important. This point and this table is very, very, very important. Should not forget it for your board exam. You can expect any question based on these oxides. Okay. Next question. Different metals have different reactivities. Remember, children, all metals reactivities are not same. Understood? All metals reactivities are not same. For example, you take iron, you take steel, you take copper. Understood? So iron, what is the strength? Do you think that steel also has got the same strength? Copper also has got the same strength. If iron react with any acid, understood? And steel if it react with acid, copper if it react with acid, do you think that all the reactivities will be same? No. Understood? Maybe copper can react very faster than steel, or maybe steel can react more than iron, or iron reactivity is very low, or it may be very high. Yeah, that's what I'm coming step by step. Don't worry. You understood? So all the metal reactivities are different. All the metals reactivities are different. Understood? So here we can say that different metals, different metals have different different metals have different reactivities. Correct? No? Different reactivities with water, with water and dilute acids and dilute acids. Any doubts with this point? Any doubts with? Yeah. Now here we have come across a new word which is called as dilute. Now the question starts, what is dilute? And what is one more term is there? Concentrated. Yeah, yeah. I'm telling. So we have two types of acids. One is called as dilute acids and one more is called as concentrated acid. Now for an example, let me take one beaker. Here also let me take one beaker. In this, in this, I have 1 liters of milk. How much amount of milk is there? 1 liters of milk. And let me take this beaker. In this also already 1 liters of milk is present. Any doubts? See, both the sides I have taken in a beaker a liter of milk, same quantity of milk. Now, what I do in dilute acid and what I do in concentrated acid. Now, this is my question. Now, here what I do in dilute, I will pour or I will mix 10 liters of water. See how beautiful it is. 1 liter milk, 10 liters of water. And one more side, in concentrated side, I have taken 1 liter milk and I have added half liter of water. Half liter of water. Can you find any change in this both? Yeah. Can you imagine the taste of this both the sides? ठीक है बेटा. हाँ, ऐसा हमें डाइल्यूट है नहीं क्या बेटा. ये यूज कर ले को एक अच्छी नई होटल खोलना बेटा, बिजनेस जबरदस्त चलता. करेक्ट नथिंग? अंडरस्टूड. The business will be very good, right? The customers will be in the queue. Correct, no? If you make a tea, dilute tea, name give the name dilute tea. I think the customers will be in the queue. Correct? Yes or no? No. Why? Taste will not be good. Taste will be good or not? Yes, children. See, man, in the life you should not say no, man. For everything, yes only is the answer. Yes. Why you can't say? Ah, very good. Like this, you should be like this. You should not say no. No. That word you have to remove from your mind. Yes, why can't the customers, why they can't stand in a queue? Yes, of course they will stand in a queue, but not to buy, to bid. Ah, understood. Result is different, man. But customers will stand in a queue or not? That is important, man. Understood. Ah, customers will stand in a queue, but not to buy, to scold, to beat. Okay, anyways, in dilute acid, we have come across a very important point, that is more amount of water is there. Correct, no? If you mix with any solution more amount of water, such a solution is called as dilute solution. In any solution, if you are mixing a less amount of water, understood? Then such a solution is called as concentrated. Concentrated का मतलब बेटा गाढ़ा. Dilute का मतलब क्या बेटा? पतला. Understood? Is this clear? Yeah. So I have told you the difference between dilute and concentrated. So here, as I have said you earlier, different metals have different reactivities with water and dilute acids. Next point number 6. Students, are you understanding the basics right? Good. Dilan, Dilan, are you there? Understanding child class? Nice. What, eating ice cream, man? Telling nice. Okay. Understandable, you tell, man. Nice means what? Ah, very good understanding. Like that only you have to score also, man. Hmm, very good. Yeah, come to the point. Next point. See, children, we have a list of common metals. Let me arrange them in an increasing order of their reactivity. What we call that as? I have, I have some common metals. Common. I'm arranging them. I'm arranging them in their increasing order of their reactivity. Understood? Increasing order of their reactivity. Those are called as what? Yeah. A list of a list of common metals. A list of common metals arranged arranged in the arranged in the increasing order of their reactivities or let me say reactivity, increasing order of their reactivity. It is known as it is known as activity series. It is known as activity series. For example, I'll give one small example. Now let me take a set of students in a class. We have conducted the test for them. Okay, then the teacher will say, right, all students who have taken about 20 marks form one line. All students who have taken ab- all students who have taken about 20 marks stand in one queue. All students who have taken above 15 marks stand in one queue. The one who have taken less than 9 marks stand in one queue. Correct? Have you noticed this point? Yeah, then what happens, the one who have taken 20 marks, behind him the one who have taken 21 marks, behind him the one who have taken 22 marks, 23 marks, 24 marks, 25 marks, like that they will stand in a queue or in a row. Correct? The same thing here. A list of common metals arranged in the increasing order. Can you see this? After 20, 21, after 21, 22, like that. Let me take a metal called as X, whose reactivity is 20. He will stand in first. Let me say a metal which is called as Y, which is the reactivity is 21. He will stand behind him. Like that, if we are going to arrange the metals in this order, this is called as activity series. This we call it as, yeah. No, child, we are going to take in increasing order, right? Check it out. Check it. Yeah, tell me. Can you repeat? No, and this is which series? Activity or reactivity? Yes, child. Yeah. I will let you know about this point later on. Okay. Let me to see. Yeah, yeah, that's what. But actually, the source what I have. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm telling. I'll let you know later about this. So for activity series, what is the definition they have given? Can you see that? What is activity series? Can you check it out? What is activity series? That's what I'm asking you, man. Check it out. Even you also have to put some pressure for your mind, right? Yes, man. Let it be here or there. First, you check what is activity series are there in your text. Can you repeat? I am asking what is activity series? Yeah, I know that, man. But 1 minute, I'll tell you. Page number 45, can you open? Yeah. This is known as reactivity or activity series. Both are one is the same. All right. Then understood. You just change it out to decreasing order. Instead of increasing, you can just change it to decreasing order. Okay. Decreasing order. Got it? We are arranging a list of metals in decreasing order, in decreasing order of their reactivity is known as activity series or reactivity series. Any doubts? Any doubts? Concept is clear? Concept is clear? Concept is clear? Okay. Next. The next point here is, say children, a more reactive metal. A more reactive metal. In this, all the metals are not they are reactive, but in that you select a metal which is more reactive. Understood? The metal which is more reactive, remember, it displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Okay? A more reactive metal, a more reactive metal displaces a more reactive metal displaces a less displaces a less reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution. Now let me study what is the meaning of this. See children. Now let me take an exam hall, the live example, or else you are sitting in a school, you are sitting to write the exam in your school. Okay. So this is the desk. Correct now? Understood? Got my yeah. You are sitting in a desk, and here you are there, and here your friend is sitting. Both are writing the same exam on the same paper, for the same paper. Now you get some doubt. You get some doubt. So what you will do? You will ask to your other friend, do you know the answer for this? Do you know the answer for this? Right? Then you know what your other friend will tell. You tell me the answer for this, then I will tell you the answer for that. Yeah. As I have said you, if you have any doubts, your friend will tell that you answer to me and I will answer to you. But same situation, imagine in that if any clever student, this is he is very clever student, is a topper of your class, and let it be he is an average student. You know topper what he does and what average what he does. Clever student what he do know? He will ask the average student all the answers. You tell me all answers, then I will tell you all answers for your questions. ओके पहले मुझे तू दिखा बाद में मैं तुम्हारे को दिखाऊंगा ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀನ್ ನಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ತೋರಿಸು ಇದು ನಂಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇನ್ ಆವ್ರೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಇವನು ಕ್ಲೆವರ್ इन एवरेज ಹೆಂಗೋ ಪಾಪ ಅದೃಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ ಸಿಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾ आंसर ಇವನಿಗೆ ओके एवरेज वाले क्या होगा बेटा उसकी नसीब अच्छी थी तो उसे आंसर कुछ मालूम है लेकिन हम क्लेवर बच्चे को मालूम नहीं वो आंसर तो इन्हें क्या करता बोलो क्लेवर वाला एवरेज वाले के पास से पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन कलेक्ट कर लेता करने के बाद में मैं बता दूं गरबोल लाल को लास्ट में एग्जाम में अब पेपर ले रही कर को बोले तो क्या क्या डाउट था जरा बोल कर को पूछता बेटा करेक्ट बिकॉज इज वेरी क्लेवर नो हाँ So here also a more reactive metal, a very clever student, displaces a less reactive metal. How much he want to tell, that much only he will tell the answer and give it to him. He won't give all answers. He won't give his complete answer copy to him. Understood? Because he knows if I give all answers, he will become topper. Then why I have to make him topper? He's very clever, right? A more reactive metal always displaces a less reactive metal from its solution. Any doubt? हाँ सो कल्लुंग नम्रुनु कुल्लुंग नंबाड़दू करको बोल को एक कहावत है बेटा. अंडरस्टूड. चोर को पता लेना बेटा, जो गिड्डे रहती देखो उनको पता ना नहीं रहता. ओके. हाँ. नो example let me to take a best example, hydrochloric acid, and let me to take zinc. Now what I will do, I will react zinc with hydrochloric acid. I will react zinc with hydrochloric acid. Here zinc is Zn. Here zinc is Zn. Yeah. See here, whenever you get this type of terms, remember zinc is Zn, it carries positive charge. In HCl, H is positive charge and Cl is negative charge. Now, when I speak about HCl, okay, so H is having, it's a more reactive metal. Example, I'm not taking about metal or non-metal, just I'm giving an example. Here H is there and Cl is there, but H is more reactive than Cl. Hydrogen is more reactive than chlorine. So what he does, hydrogen, he will give chlorine to the other side. He will displace chlorine. H is not going and combining with Zn. So what happens? Zn combines with chlorine, becomes zinc chloride, and hydrogen becomes single. Understood? See, hydrogen is not combining with zinc. Understood? Hydrogen is giving whom? Chlorine. Understood? So a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal. Any doubts? Did you understood the difference? Always this side positive and this side negative will react, and this side positive and this side negative will react. But here, as we can see, here we have Zn, right? Here we have Zn. As you can see, this Zn carries positive charge and hydrogen also carries positive charge. Both are highly reactive. Both are more reactive. So always this jodi will not meet. देखिए बेटा, दो भी टॉपर्स मिल गए तो ना इन्हें फेल होता ना इन्हें फेल होता. उसके वास्ते क्या करते बेटा? What we do? Here Cl is there, no? This Cl combines with Zn. No, in hydrogen and chlorine, hydrogen will remain as it is, but chlorine will get displaced and reacted with Zn. Any doubts? Sorry? Yes, man, I'm just giving the example, man. More reactive metal displaces less reactive metal. Got it? Positive, negative is there, I know very well, but I'm telling displacement. How it will displace, I'm showing you the reaction. In displacement, displaces means what? Which reaction is going to take place? Displacement reaction will take place. Now, what is the meaning of displacement? Here we have two types of reactions in displacement. That is displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. And double displacement reaction. We have two types of reactions, displacement and double displacement. Now, let me to give an example for displacement as well the double displacement. Okay. See children, in displacement means what? I'll give one beautiful example for this and very interesting. Never in your life you will forget. Okay. Let me say here we have A. Who is he? A. Any doubts? Understood, man? Who is he? Now he will react plus, this is B and this is C. A plus BC. Here A and B are very close friends. A and B are very close friends. Did you understood? A, A and B, because A is also positive, B is also positive. Correct? No, both are positive, no man. So these both are very close friends. One day B will get married with C. B will get married with whom? C. Ah, understood. Now urgently B has got some work and he is very new to the city. He don't have anyone. So what he say for A and B are close friends. No, B has got married with C. No, B he will tell for A, please you take care of my wife. No one is there. I'm going out. You take care of my wife. And he go to Dubai. B has went to Dubai. After he come back and if we see A has married to C and now B will become alone. Understood, man? देखो बेटा उसके वास्ते किसी के ऊपर भरोसा नहीं करना देखो फिसल गए ठीक है बेटा Yeah, A and B are close friends. A and B are very close friends. Okay, okay. A and B are very close friends. Now I'm giving the difference between we have displacement reaction. Displacers, I said no. Displacers means here displacement reaction is happening. In displacement, we have two types. One is displacement, other one is double displacement. In displacement, I'm giving an example of again I will write once again. ओके देखो बेटा ये बी बी आपको बहुत क्लोज फ्रेंड्स ये एंड बी आर वेरी क्लोज फ्रेंड्स एक दिन क्या होता है बेटा बी की शादी होती है सी के साथ बी विल गेट मैरी विथ सी अंडरस्टूड अंडरस्टूड हाँ नो बी हैज मैरिड विथ सी नो व्हेन बी हैज गॉट मैरिड विथ सी नो बी सी आर both couples B and C. Now one day B has got urgent work. B has got urgent work. So what he does, he will go to Dubai. No, B has gone to which place? He has gone to Dubai. This fellow. B has gone to Dubai. And he will leave C on the responsibility of A. A के भरोसे के ऊपर क्या करे बेटा इन्हें ए के भरोसे के ऊपर हो गया हाँ बाद में दुबई से फिर रिटर्न आको देखा तो ये जाको सी के साथ शादी हो कोई बेटा he has got married with C. Now B will become bachelor. Understood? हाँ देखो बेटा हमारे बच्चा को बहुत जल्दी समझ में आ जाता है okay see here A is plus B is plus C is minus as I said you that positive will react with negative so it becomes AC now this side B is positive A with A any negative is there no right so B remains alone any doubts this type of reaction is called a displacement reaction now in double displacement what happens AB plus CD AB plus CD any doubts AB plus CD when they react A is positive B is negative C is positive D is negative now A reacts with whom A positive reacts with A negative it becomes AD plus B BC or CB we have to write BC or CB be careful always we have to write positive first then negative that's what did you understood the difference between displacement and double displacement have you understood the difference what the difference between displacement and double displacement yeah in displacement only one will displace to the other element but here both elements will exchange at a time here only one element will exchange but here both the elements will exchange so this is what called as displacement reaction and double displacement reaction. Any doubts? What the difference? Yeah. And remember, children, based on this topic, any kind of question can come. Very, very, very important topic. And 100% believe me on this topic, they may give you, instead of A plus BC, they may give you some other alphabets or some other kind of a chemical names, and they can ask you the question. But you should be ready for that. Understood? Give example with chemical name. Very good. Let me have that way of yeah, of course, you can tell Jim. Iron means Fe, copper sulfate, CuSO4. When it combines, what it gives? FeSO4 plus Cu. Very good. And this question has asked in the board exam. Understood what they do? They will give you like this four options. That I mean, among the following, the displacement reaction is dash. Understood? And they will give you four options. You have to remember, very simple. As you can see here, here we have Fe single. This Fe combines with SO4, correct? No, so it becomes FeSO4. No, C remains as it is. That's it. No, Cu has displaced sulfate. Got it? Understood? Yeah. Now double displacement, same thing. You can take the best example I'm giving. Let me to go down. The best example for double displacement, and this question has been appeared in the exam. Same example they have given. That is sodium sulfate plus barium chloride. Sodium sulfate plus barium chloride. It gives sodium sulfate plus sodium chloride NaCl. But this reaction is not balanced. You have to balance the reaction. Understood? This reaction is not balanced. How? See here. How to balance the reaction? I will tell you. First, you have to identify which other substances are there. See here. Na. Forget about 2, 3, 4. Na means sodium is there. See here also SO4 is there. Here also SO4 is there. It means we can take one time sulfate. Barium is there. Chloride is there. Correct? No? Four elements are there. One is sodium. One is sulfate. One is barium. Other one is chloride. Now you have to check LHS and RHS. Here, how many Na are there? 2. Na2 means we have two times of Na. Na. We have two times of Na. Na2 means two times of Na. Any doubts? But here, how many Na are there in RHS side? You can see here only one Na. How many Na is required? 2 Na. So what we should do? We have to put 2 here. Understood? Because I have to make 2 Na, no? See, here NaCl is there. You cannot put 2 here in between. Always, whenever you have to put any number, you have to put in the beginning. That is the rule while you balance the chemical reaction. जब भी आप केमिकल रिएक्शन को बैलेंस करते हैं, तो आपको एक चीज नोट करना है कि कोई सा भी नंबर ऐड करना हो तो आपको जो एलिमेंट है उससे स्टार्टिंग में आपको ऐड करना है. अगर से इधर पे आप 2 लिखेंगे, if you write 2 in the beginning, then what happens? First it was 1 Na 1 Cl. Since we write 2 here, then it becomes 2 Na and 2 Cl. Now even Cl also will get changed. Understood? Now again, let me to repeat once again. Okay, so as you can see here, one more I have to give you one shortcut key. NaSO4 BaCl2. In this, who is highest? Who is highest? No, SO4 means not 4 times. SO4 is the name. Its complete name is only SO4. It means it is one time SO4. हाँ, highest Cl2. So first we have to target this. Yeah, first we have to target this fellow. Understood? Always you have to target who is highest. First you balance that. Got it? Understood? Now this is my LHS. This is my LHS and this is my RHS. Left hand side and right hand side. So whenever I say LHS, RHS, you should know. Now, how many Cl are there? Two times, correct? Here, how many Cl are there? One time. it just I wrote Cl. That's it. It means one time Cl. Understood? In RHS side, you can see how many Cl are there? Only one time. Now I have to put two here to make this is Cl2, but here is only Cl. I want to put two, so I will put two here. So what happens? Now what happens? Here 2Cl, here also 2Cl. Correct? No. No, even now, see, we have wrote 2 here. Now, Na also has got changed, right? Na has also become 2. So, here, already here, Na is 2. Here also, Na is 2. And even Cl is also 2. Now, it has got balanced. Now, our Cl and Na has got balanced. Now, who is left out? SO4. How many SO4 is there? One time. How many SO4 is there? One time. Even SO4 is balanced. How many Ba is there? One time. How many Ba is there? One time. No, even this is also not balanced. No, the chemical balance reaction is this only. So this is called as balanced chemical reaction. Understood? Yeah, don't worry. We make one video how to balance the chemical reactions only. Okay. You can take, you can take child. You can take your wish. It's not compulsory. You can take first NaCl plus BSO4 also you can take. No problem. Okay. Any doubts? Concept is clear? Okay, children, we continue in the next period about this class. I hope this class is understandable for you people. Again, you go with the textbook, okay? And I want you have to study in your textbook. Again, you read the same chapter once again. Don't worry. And based on this, I will try to give you the questions like multiple choice questions. Okay, I'll give you the question. Now, what you have to do is you have to learn from your textbook, page number 20, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. Okay, till page number 45 you need to study. Yeah. Now, one more important point I like to tell you here, that is, 1 minute, page number 38. Open page number 38. Yeah, in that you can see activity 3.4 is there. Left hand side, activity 3.4. Can you see that? Yeah. In that you can see first paragraph. Drawn into thin wires is called ductility. Can you see that? Yeah, read that paragraph completely. That paragraph is important. Understood? Concept is clear? Yeah. And after that, same page, you can see there is a diagram. Can you- Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you see that bottom paragraph? The above activity metals are good conductors of heat and have high melting point. The best conductors of heat are silver and copper. Can you see this example? This is your examination question, man. Metals have high melting point. Metals are high melting point. They have high melting point. And example of best conductors of heat are silver and copper. Very important question. This is your examination question. The best conductors of heat are silver and copper. Should not forget. You have to make these points. You have to make a points in one page, in any of your page. These points, because again, if you want to search, also you won't get these points. This is called as running notes. Understood? Silver and copper and lead and mercury are poor conductors of heat. Lead and mercury are poor conductors of heat. Understood? Yeah. And after that, page number 39, you can see the first paragraph. You must have seen that the wires carry current in your homes have a coating of polyvinyl chloride, PVC. on or a rubber like material. You have seen your wire, right? You can see the upper coating. You see a larger wire, you can see black color coating. Yeah, that is made up of polyvinyl chloride, that is PVC. This has already asked in the exam. This point has already appeared in the exam in multiple choice question. Understood? Got it? Study that paragraph. Study that complete paragraph. It is very important. Should not forget it. Page number 39, second paragraph. Both. First paragraph and second paragraph. Both. You have to. My voice is not clear. Yeah. Now is it audible? Okay, fine. Page number 39. Page number 39. In that, yeah, you must have seen that wires that carry current in your homes. You have to study both the upper and downward paragraph. Both what happens when metals strike a hard surface. Can you see that they make a sound? Ex- Metals. These all are made up of metals. Just you go through that, go through with that. But your first paragraph is important. Remember, your first paragraph is important. Understood? Yeah, that and second paragraph both. That is important. Yes, yeah, both paragraph and even non-metals. Actually, this full page is important, man. Even non, yeah, 38 and 39. And remember, you can see page number 39. Can you see last line? Yeah, yeah, those are called as physical properties of metals. That heading is what? Physical properties of metals. 110% I can give you the guarantee that from this paragraph, from these 4 points, you will get definitely one question. From these 4 points, definitely you can expect one question. Should not forget this at any cost. Page number 39, 4 points are there. Those are called as the properties of the metals. So these properties of the non-metals. These four properties of the non-metals are very, very, very important, and many times, yeah, physical properties. Yes, yes. Non-metals, yeah, physical properties. They have asked in multi ways. Okay, you can see example. All metals except mercury exist as solid at room temperature. Understood. Example: the metals having high melting point, but gallium and cesium have very low melting point. Can you see this? These two metals will melt if you keep them on your palm. Same word they will use you. Which are the metals if you keep up in your palm? Understood? They will melt. Just simply little temperature also if you give, no, it will melt. Just you put that on your palm also it will melt. Which are those examples? Like this one, yeah, these examples only he will ask you in the exam. Understood? Gallium and cesium, they have very low melting point. And actually, these both are the metals. Understood? But they have low melting point. Now, iodine is non-metal, but it is lustrous. You have to remember this point. Iodine. Carbon is a non-metal. You can just read this paragraph. And which is a metal, you can cut even through knife. Like this, you will get the questions in your exam. Understood? Understood? Yeah. Now again I'm repeating. Now again I'm repeating. You read all the points when you will get. Don't worry. Okay. So again I'm repeating. Again I'm repeating. Page number 38. Activity 3.4. Above paragraph and downward paragraph. I mean to say page number 38 full page. Let it be. Page number 38, 39, 40. These all the three full pages you have to study. Please mute your mics. Others, can you all mute your mics? Yeah. Page number 38, 39, 40. These all the three pages are important, and you can see there is a questions of your textbook in page number 40. Try to answer those questions. Answer those questions. Yeah. And similarly, what happens when metals are burnt in air? What happens? Go through this page. Okay, go through this all the pages again. Again, page number 43. Can you open? Okay, page number 42, 43. This page number 42, 43, 44, 45. Again, these pages you have to read line by line. Page number 42, 43, 44, 45. From 42 to 45. Again, you have to study line by line these points. Here you can take like what is the importance on which part you have to give importance here is wherever you see the examples in this chapter, usually you have to target examples. You should not forget that examples. And any give reason, any reasons they give, right? This is happening because of this. So this type of things are very important. One is reasons, other one is examples. Reasons and examples are very important. Got it? Got it? Understood? Understood? Yeah, very good. Similarly, you can study page number 45 also. So till page number 45 you can complete. And after that I will start how do metals and non-metals react in the next class. And occurrence of metals, enrichment of metals, and corrosion, prevention of corrosion, we can complete easily. So at least I may take per chapter 2 to 3 classes. Okay, as it depends upon the quantity of the chapter. Understood? So like this way, if we go, then it will be easy for you itself to understand. Then if I ask you any multiple choice or any kind of question, you will be in the state to answer the question. All of you. Yesterday randomly I took, man, not like exactly. Just I have explained randomly. It's not. Yeah. When I take the chapter, I'll explain in detail. Don't worry. Like how I have explained you now, right? Similarly, all the points, all the key important points I will explain. And also I will suggest you from your textbook which are the points you have to read. Please mute your mics. Understood what I'm saying? I will also suggest you which are the points you need to study from your textbook. I will highlight, I will mark those points, and also I will teach you what are the things are important. Which you people can read, I will give it to you. Which you can't, I know very well, I will explain you. Okay? So class was understandable?